everybody, it's Melissa from the KX Morning Ride, KX 94.7. Welcome to the KX Country Clubhouse. Tim Hicks, hi.
Yeah, welcome to my basement.
We've been there before. You were actually my very first attendee to the KX Country Clubhouse, my very first Zoom call ever. So it's kind of like full circle.
Yes, I put on a leather jacket for you and everything today.
Well, thank you. I put on my KX jacket with my name on it.
Branding.
So you know who I was.
I love it.
Well, we're here to celebrate a brand new single coming out tomorrow, The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, they let me do another one. This is pretty exciting.
Well, you know what's even more exciting is the fact that when you announced you were releasing this, we also announced that there's a forthcoming EP coming out later on this year.
Oh, yeah. We're always working on stuff. You know, it was the kind of thing that... I was scheduled to release more songs on Wreck This Town, but, I just had this looming feeling about 2020 that I just wanted to cut ties with it, especially since we weren't able to do the tour. And I decided, forget it. I got lots of new material. Let's just put some new stuff out. So here we are.
So let's talk about your single, your co-writers on it. Two of our favorites, Derek Hoffman, Derek Rattan. Yeah. That's quite a team. Now, was this a virtual write with the three of you?
No, this happened before the world shut down. So 2 Januaries ago, so not this past January, but the one prior to, we were all involved in the CCMA SOCAN songwriting camp. So there was a group of producers, a group of artists, and a group of songwriters. And the idea was that over the course of a week, we would all work with one another and write songs. And the idea was that on any given day, you had to write a song, record it, and then play it for everyone that night. So it was like a mad dash to get everything done and ready. And you had producers running from their cabins. We were way up in Muskoka, just locked away. And they'd be running from their cabins with thumb drives like, "Oh, gonna make it. Here you go." Plug it in and play. Like it was pretty intense. And so we were paired up, Derek Rattan and Derek Hoffman and myself. And I had this title called, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, like the old movie. I thought it would make for a great country song, And Derek was sort of hesitant, Derek Rattan, that is. And of course, he's the big songwriter in the room. So we're looking to him. And I said, "I don't know, Derek, I think it's cool. What do you want to call it? The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah. I've never heard anyone say that before." I said, "That's because it's not a thing." He goes, "It is now. We're writing it." And that's how it came out.
It's so cool. Now, tell us the premise of this song. I already know what the kind of the premise and where this song came from, but this almost tells your story.
A little bit. Like I wanted to pay tribute to all the little rooms that I'd played, over the course of my career and all the people that I had met along the way. Because typically what I would do when I was, playing in bars was I would have one bar in a town that I played, and I would try my best not to play multiple places. So you kind of get to know, everybody at the one place, and more often than not, it was the only place. And what that meant was you had all different kinds of people there at any given time. So there were, professionals, and there were farmers, and there were, young people and a family having dinner. And, I kind of wanted to capture that image and pay tribute to, all those people that are, so I've met people in those rooms that are still my friends to this day. So that's really where The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty came from.
Awesome. And so on that note, because I already know a few of them, because these stories make me laugh. Let's do a shout out to a few of those most iconic places you remember being at every week.
Oh, definitely. So you got to start. So Tuesday nights I played at the Liquid Lounge in Brantford, which is, I think it's a different bar now. It closed for a while, but spent a lot of time there and made some great friends in that room. And then Wednesdays I played at Grace O'Malley's downtown Toronto. I've played Tanner's in Acton was another great one where, you kind of get to know everybody, all the way out to, places like the Crazy Horse Saloon in Canada, Ontario. I played a place called Fidel's in Windsor, GT's in Chatham. Like there was tons of these kinds of bars that, really kept my lights on for years and years. And I garnered a lot of friends in those rooms. Squires, got to mention Squires in Hamilton, right? So all those places.
Didn't you say that you also played La Cantinella, which is a tiny little Italian restaurant in St. George?
Yeah. And a great story about La Cantinella. The night that Amanda told me that she was pregnant, I had a gig at La Cantinella, and I was so spun out because thinking like, oh my God, I'm going to be a dad, this and that. I forgot to bring my speakers So I got all the way to St. George, which was about an hour and a half from where I live, and went to unload my minivan and realized I forgot half my gear at home. And so I had to think on my feet. And what I did was, anyone that knows this place, it's a tiny restaurant, so you don't really need speakers. But I had the same equipment for every gig, and I convinced the owner that it was way better that night if I just sort of went from table to table and took requests rather than stand in the corner with a speaker. It'd be a way better vibe, if I didn't have the speakers, because I could sing really loud, and really it was just like because I was embarrassed that I forgot all my equipment that night.
Well, I've been there and I can see that totally happening. Actually, that was probably a better idea than going full blown on speakers. So
yeah.
good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us in the KX Country Clubhouse. Congratulations on the new single. I mean, it's going to be quite a follow-up because you had such great success with the last few singles, and I'm sure that this one's going to be a smash hit as well.
I hope so. It's for me, it's tough because all the songs that I write and pick to record are a conduit to the live show, right? So, and they all have to have a space on the set list and make sense for the show, and so when there are no shows, it gets a little tougher for a guy like me. So hopefully this one resonates with people and gives them a bit of an escape from the darkness of the lockdown and the pandemic, and just looking forward to the day when we can all get together at our favorite little watering hole with our friends and see a cover band play and dance.
Hopefully it won't be too long till we have to till we get to see the good, the bad, and the pretty live in concert. Thank you so much, Tim Hicks. We love you.
My pleasure, Melissa. Thank you for having me. Say hi to the team.